it's grumpy time, and with me is Mike and Kev, who are always grumpy. And Kev usually on his phone.
I was, yeah.
Let's. It's all right. We caught it on camera. Anyway, Mike, let's kick off. Let's kick off with airline prices in the summer.
Yeah.
Airline prices in the summer.
It's like clockwork, isn't it? Every single time the bleeding school holidays start.
Oh, don't.
And the airline prices just go through the roof. And it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. I see that the government's now thinking of putting on a further sort of energy tax, you know, like a green net zero tax, so that you'll be paying even more.
They found something else to tax?
Yes.
It's extraordinary.
I mean,
it's almost like they're looking.
I know. They've already got a green tax on flying, but now they want to put another tax on. But I was looking casually the other day, because I'm thinking of going to America, and going around about sort of end of August sort of time. And the amount of money they now want for just... I mean, I remember...
Is Kev booking a flight now?
Yes, I am.
He's seeing what the price is to
He's
go,
checking,
I don't know, to Budapest.
He's
for
checking
the
what it might be to go to Rome, I think, for the summer season.
And you're back in the room.
And it was 300 to 400 quid economy, you know, reasonable amount of money, you know, which was fair enough, particularly if you're travelling with like 3 or 4 people, you know, it all starts to add up. I went on, I'm not going to say which airline it is, but I went on a transatlantic airline and I started looking at premium economy, because that's what I generally try and book, and then if I can get an upgrade, I get an upgrade. They wanted to begin with 900 quid just to go to New York and back, right? Premium economy, it's not business, it's nothing particularly fancy. And then I started looking at particular days. At one point, they wanted 2.5 grand to go to New York and back over the space of a weekend.
Oh, yeah, no, if you're going out on a Friday, coming back on Monday...
But no, this wasn't. This was Thursday, Tuesday. I mean, I'm not that daft. I mean, if it was Friday, Monday, probably God knows what it would be. But I suddenly thought to myself, how on earth can you physically charge practically 2,500 quid for it's effectively an economy seat?
And if it is the airline we're thinking about, I don't know if you've seen the recent ad, but I don't want to get on the plane with those people. They're all quite strange.
Yeah, no, yes, I think you're right. Yes, absolutely. It could well be that one.
2.5 grand.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit with RuPaul for
You know what the worst
grand.
thing is that I went with them. Finally, I managed to get myself an upgrade, and I thought, I'm going to spoil myself. I'm going to go, because I've always wanted to go on one of those planes where they've got a bar, where you can stand at the bar for the duration.
What's the latest flight prices, just while we're there, Kev? Have we got any updated flight prices?
Do you want to know what I'm looking at?
Why are you looking? Why are you?
Why are you here?
Well, on the last show, I mentioned that I was having my house done, and it's still being done, and he's painted it in the wrong effing colour.
So he's invested you.
My wife has just... So you want to know what I'm grumpy about? Yeah. My wife is even grumpier. So,
excellent.
Could you not have seen him doing that while he was doing it? Before he finished, he gone, that's the wrong
to
colour.
me about it.
Why is it red?
He said something about it was going to look more earthy and natural. I said, well, that sounds good, but apparently it looks terrible.
Oh, dear. No. Anyway, so they've done away with the bar on these flights because apparently it was encouraging people to drink too much.
Isn't that the point?
Surely the whole point, if you're going to pay to go first class and or business, is that you get to stand at the bar.
Yeah, but...
Now all you get to do is sit in a little sofa and
but they've done the other one. On the big double-decker one, you get your own room, don't you now?
But that's not the point, is it? I mean, you can have your own room on a plane.
You can do anything you like in there.
Well, I suppose you could. But the whole point I always thought of kind of, expensive flying was to go and stand at a bar or sit at a bar and drink as if you're at a bar.
Have a cocktail, maybe talk to Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, exactly. Bad daily give up glue sniffing.
But can you do
all
that?
Of that.
Have there been other planes you could do that on apart from jumbos? I've never
flown. Said the bar was upstairs.
I've only ever flown business, right? I've never flown first class transatlantic, but I could do upper class. Might as well say it now. It's Virgin. I could do upper class because that's a business class fare.
Right.
But they used to have a bar. And I used to think one day I'm going to have enough money to go in there and I'm going to stand at that bar and I'm going to drink martinis.
Myself stupid.
Until we land, right?
Well, I'd like to be on that flight because I've always tried those bars. There's never anyone else in there.
Yeah.
In my day-to-day life, I am experiencing with mass regularity people playing the mental health card. Or, may I say, weaponizing their mental health. So it's like, you can't say that to me because, well, What? Because I can't tell you you're not very good at your job because you might get upset. We've, as employers or people who might be in a senior position now to somebody, in other words, when you get to our age, you know, if you've done all right, you get to a position where you might have people who either work for you or might be, dare I say it, subordinate to you, that you cannot tell them they're crap at their job anymore because they will go, well, that's not good for my mental health.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
I feel unsafe.
I
Do you get that?
But here's the thing, right? And this is where I get a little bit honest, right? I have struggled with my mental health my whole life.
Right.
Weirdly, I don't bring it to work.
Yeah.
I leave it at home.
Yes.
Or in a doctor's surgery. Or, I don't know, there was a time at the bottom of an empty bottle of booze. But I just, you know, it's that thing of stop making out like you're special and different. Everybody's struggling.
Yeah.
Very few people
But it's just like
aren't.
everybody's now on this neurodivergent scale, aren't they? Everybody's on the neurodivergent scale. Nobody's normal anymore because that's not even a word people say.
No.
Because, well, what's normal, they go. You know, so everybody's got some kind of, you know, disorder.
Speak your truth.
Yeah.
Do you know what, actually? Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
We've created a culture. We've created a culture where we venerate mental health.
Yeah.
And this is not to undermine the fact that a lot of people do suffer from mental health conditions, but you're right. There's a load of people now gaming the system.
Yeah.
You know, people who are about to be fired have a habit of saying, "Oh, well, I've got a lot of mental health problems," and then you'll find that the company won't dare to fire them.
Well, there was a very funny thing in, I think it was one of these satirical magazines this week where. They were talking about a certain presenter of a food show who had appallism.
Oh, Paulism, what's that?
Which, it's like autism, but you're just appalling.
Yes.
Yeah. And this whole thing of like, well, the reason I did that was because I've got autism.
Yeah.
Have you? Nobody said anything about your autism. Nobody's mentioned it at all, but the fact that you're waving that in my face means you must have autism.
This would be a certain food presenter who declared that the reason he didn't wear underwear was because of his autism.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Packham.
Yeah, right.
Chris Packham has been open about his autism. He isn't waving his willy at rare birds, is he?
He's not. No.
Well, as far as we know.
We don't know for sure that he's not doing that. But
he's certainly never done that on camera.
No.
Never done it on camera.
People have nailed birds to his front door. I'm not joking.
Why? What point are they making?
Apparently they're making some kind of point about him trying to stop them hunting or shooting
Oh,
or
yeah,
something
no,
like
he doesn't like people blowing animals out the sky.
So I think some people who took against him were sort of nailing pheasants.
People in the country, when they don't like something or someone, they have a tendency to nail dead animals to their front doors.
But my point on all of this is...
No one knows why.
No, but my point on all of this is, yes, we should be more aware of the effects of mental health and how difficult it can be for certain people. But
people should stop pandering to it as well, though.
The thing is, though, I think if you've ever struggled with it, you can see the person who's rinsing it.
Yeah.
Or not taking responsibility for it, and then when they get called on it, use it to their own advantage.
Yes.
And you're like, no.
Because it's one thing to not like being given a bollocking.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that, one, you didn't deserve it, and two, it somehow damaged you psychologically. You know?
Exactly.
It can be embarrassing. It doesn't mean you've got a mental health problem.
No. But,
you know,
but
in my day, and probably Kevin's as well, people would get bollocks all the time in newsrooms, and people would go red. Sometimes people would burst into tears, but nobody went, "Oh, I'll have to go and see a psychiatrist now."
Yeah. I can think of a particular editor I worked for. If you said I've got mental health issues, he wouldn't have taken it very kindly. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I'm afraid so.
But it's just become so prevalent now, and it's like a tick with certain people. It's like they play it straight out now because nobody's turning around and going, nah, sorry.
It's like I say, we've created a pervasive culture, and there's too many people playing the game now, and it's a real problem, I think, in this country.
It is.
But I think. But what it does is it denigrates from people who do actually struggle to people who do actually have a problem, and people who are trying to get well.
Also, you've only got to look at the numbers of people now who are not working, people who are economically inactive. And an awful lot, I think it's 3 million households now where people are not working because somebody in the house is on some kind of sickness benefit, and an awful lot of it is mental health related.
Yeah, you've got people who are 22 years old and things are getting signed off from work for life on the phone to the doctor.
Yeah.
On the phone, they get signed off for life for mental health problems.
Yeah.
That's got to be all wrong.
Insane.
Moving on, Mike.
Yes.
Road closures.
Have you noticed that they're closing a lot of roads
all the time?
I don't know why. I'm not sure whether
it's sort of low neighbourhood traffic.
No, it's not. No, because this is traffic.
I've got to ask though. Do you? I mean, you do a lot of road moaning.
I do.
I mean,
yeah.
And do you spend a lot of time on the road?
I do a fair amount of driving. I mean, I don't drive every day in London when I'm here.
No, that would be madness.
It would be, but I generally drive a couple of days a week. And I don't drive very far necessarily, but I'll go, usually at the weekend I'll go to Sussex or whatever, or I'll go somewhere else, so there'll be somewhere to go. So I tend to drive quite a lot around London, so in the environs, right?
But I'm feeling like we've all made a terrible mistake with our life choices, and what we should have done is gone into renting out temporary traffic lights.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
Because there's more of them than ever.
There are more of them than ever, and quite often for no apparent reason. But what I've noticed lately is that those have been the bane of my life up to now, but now it's closed roads that are actually the bane of my life. And it was last Friday this happened to me. I was driving down to Sussex, and there's a particular road that you go down, and it's the most direct route. And normally speaking, it's fairly easy to do on a Friday afternoon. But on this one occasion, I got to a point where it's normally never stuck with a traffic jam, and it was a massive traffic jam. And I thought, right, I'm going to go round this. So I went round it in a way that I thought I could. And I got sort of halfway through the diversion that I was going to use, and the road was suddenly closed for no reason. It just said road closed, right? And I thought, well, this is a bit mad.
Do you not feel like challenging that? I always do. It's like road closed, no through traffic.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's exactly what I did, right? And so I
Drives
thought,
off vertical
hell with this,
ledge.
right? So I go round the sign, and I thought, and I still had the SatNav on at this point, but I then found myself taking some of the most ridiculous roads you've ever seen in your life, literally like about
just
this
to
wide,
make a point,
about this wide, and even the SatNav in the end, I think there was some steam coming out of it because I was going around, and then I'd get to a crossroads and go, I don't know, I'll turn right then, and so I was sort of doing all of this, and I still actually only got to where my destination was 10 minutes after it was supposed to be, so I still think I saved myself time. But at one point I was going down this road that had so many potholes in it, I thought, this is a nightmare. Now I'm going to smash the axle of the car. You'd be going sort of like this. And then at one point I came around a corner and there was a transporter, sort of was half stuck in a hedge.
Jason Statham?
No. No, it was a car transporter.
He made a film called that.
It obviously, had obviously done the same sort of idea.
I don't know
and had
Jason Statham films.
Yeah.
I saw
him making one. I think it was Transporter 2, actually, once in Canary Wharf. Anyway, and then I got stuck behind a tractor, and I mean, it was just a sort of nightmare scenario. And everywhere I went on this detour, there would be another yellow and black sign saying road closed. And they just seem to be closing roads all over the place in Sussex and in Kent. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something going on.
Yeah. I told you when I was at Christmas, when I was in Barbados, this is the weirdest thing. It still haunts me. So I had SatNav on, trying to get to the other side of the island. Go to this sort of big 5-way with all these roads, and it's going, go west. You know where it goes, go west along it. You go, where's west? I don't know where west is. Anyway, I was completely lost, and it was going, here, go west down here, and then take this. So I go, as you do, you start shouting. And I go, well, this is you. And the SatNav went, sorry about that. I mean, what are they listening to?
I think so.
But the SatNav just wanted the ranting to end.
Yeah,
they just thought, I'm going to just have to apologise.
Well, I think they're getting cleverer. They're learning.
They are.
SatNavs are learning.
You want to be careful of them.
You do.
I just. The road closures are out of control.
They are.
And I don't know what it's about. I think, is it about this thing where the local councils need to spend a certain amount to ensure that they get the same again the following year?
That's normally back end of March, though. It's not normally now. right? It's normally at the end of the financial year.
Maybe they've changed their year end.
Maybe they've changed their year end. But also the thing that I found noticeably is that the roads are closed for longer, because the sign will say, rather than, road closed until such and such a day, it'll be like road closed for the next 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and so people who live down...
slipway will be closed.
Yeah, so people who live down these roads can't actually even get to where they live. It's insane.
The weird thing is also, because the roads don't get used, stuff doesn't get pushed off them, the roads deteriorate, they kind of, it's like when somebody moves out of a house and nobody lives, it sort of kind of starts to fall apart.
Yeah.
And then the roads that should be closed and repaired stay open and broken.
Yes.
I don't get it.
There's no rhyme or reason to it at all.
Well, talking of things that have no rhyme or reason, Kev, Bonnie Blue.
Boo.
And Channel 4.
And Channel 4.
So Bonnie Blue, she's the...
That's the word you're looking for.
who sleeps with 1,000 men a night for money.
Children.
Is that a 10-pole Tudor song?
Yeah. So it's all over now, Bonnie Blue. The point is, she's free to do that. I mean, she used to have some boring NHS receptionist job or something. She said, I'm so bored with that, and now my life's so much better.
I think she's running the risk of getting bored.
I think you should go back to the NHS, Bonnie, I really do. But anyway, so she's free to do that, make lots of money on OnlyFans and all that if she wants to, I suppose, if she finds that an uplifting way to live her life.
But hold on, Kev, haven't OnlyFans banned her?
They have.
Yeah, well...
From that kind of content. It's even too rough.
It's too pornographic. But she's free to pursue that line of work if she wants. What she shouldn't be given is the oxygen of publicity by terrestrial television, by a television channel.
It's all right for us to talk about it, though.
But it's all right. We're not terrestrial television.
Yeah, but this is a Channel 4, which ostensibly is like the BBC.
Publicly funded, yes.
Publicly funded family viewing and all this, and they put on this documentary about her bonking 1,000 men in a night. It's called 1,000 Men and Me, the Bonnie Blue story. Anyway, the point about Channel 4 is...
It's a pithy title.
That shouldn't be a TV show.
No.
On terrestrial television anyway.
No.
But Channel 4 is run by all these people who used to work for The Guardian. The sort of boss of the channel, they call him Chief Content Officer now, is a guy called Ian Katz.
Did you say content?
Yeah,
content.
Yeah, he's a guy called Ian Katz. Can you stop trying to be funny while I'm delivering an extremely important diatribe?
You make your point.
So it's the boss of Channel 4 is a guy called Ian Katz, who used to be, guess what, deputy editor of The Guardian and editor of Newsnight. So he's very right on. And so are most of his acolytes at Channel 4. Now, what they're trying to do is, because they're trying to be populist, popular television. Oh, what do the masses want? And this is it. This is what they do. This is what they do because they don't understand populism or how to be popular. So they think, oh, sex sells. So all their programmes are about people with no clothes on, people having sex. And they think that's going to work. Well, they found out this week that it's a little bit more complicated than that, because a load of advertisers, including Smirnoff Vodka, this fruit juice company, all sorts of companies said, we don't want our commercials anywhere near this programme. You get them off. So Channel 4 have now been given a message by a lot of companies that you carry on screening this kind of low-grade porn and we won't advertise.
Do you think that's why they've cancelled Naked Attraction?
Well, I think partly.
I wouldn't be surprised. And it didn't do that well in the ratings either, did it? Because people... If you want to watch what she does, you're going to watch it when you can see what she's doing, as opposed to a documentary about what she's doing.
Well, the slight problem was there were scenes at one point. There's a scene, I didn't see it myself, but I read about it. There was a scene with her romping around in bed with 3 men, with pretty graphic stuff, not pixelated or anything. And Channel 4, these idiots, these posh idiots, these lefty Guardian reader types who run that channel, they think, oh, the masses are going to love this, Well, the masses are actually much more sophisticated than that.
I mean, all they needed to do was read the viewer comments when she appeared on This Morning. To see that was not gonna run.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Naked Attraction, which ran for years and years and years, has now been cancelled as well. They tried to do a celebrity version, but they couldn't get any. They couldn't get any celebrities. Would you two?
I'm never doing a TV show like that.
So I was a TV
remember
critic.
Cheggers
I was a TV
when he took
critic
his clothes off?
Yes.
Yeah, he did. That was Channel 5's Nude Day.
Naked Jungle.
I was a TV
Cheggers.
critic when Naked Attraction started. So I watched the first couple of episodes, and I remember watching, I think it was the very first episode, and I was thinking, what is this? The proposition, by the way, is this. The way a romance is progressed is man meets woman, they have drinks, they go for dinner, they become friendly, and then it gets physical. What if we reversed that?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
You get to see their tackle
first. You see that each other nude first. Anyway, I'm watching the first episode with my notebook, writing it down. Anyway, so there's all these nude guys standing in these tubes while a woman...
It was a pretty unedified show.
So anyway, one guy's got a really big schlong. He's standing there and he's got tattoos on his body with big elephant ears. So it's like an elephant.
There was a certain amusement to it all, but I want to talk to you about. Well, you kind of touched on this last week, Kev, when you were talking about no clothes in shops anymore.
Yeah.
Now I had to go this week to try and find a new car.
Oh yes,
a new car.
Yeah, and I went to a range of dealerships.
Yeah,
where
those are annoying places. Aren't they?
I was resolutely ignored.
Were you?
Yeah.
Really?
No, there's nobody trying to sell you anything anymore.
That's interesting.
They've given up.
Right.
And it wasn't
Because one used to avoid car showrooms like the plague.
Yeah, because you'd always have some bloke.
Con men would descend.
A bloke in a sheepskin jacket out in the
lovely little runner.
Lovely
little runner. One owner, vicar's wife.
Yeah. But now they're all just there.
Yeah.
Or
what are they doing?
I don't know, playing Candy Crush.
Trying to get an appointment at the GP's, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But you literally, we were 4 dealerships in before anybody came
That's
up to us
amazing.
and go, "Can I help you, sir?"
That's amazing.
And do you know
I think
what?
you're right, though. I think
do you know
it is
what,
a phenomenon.
That gentleman who came up and did that, our age.
Yeah.
Our generation,
right.
And good at his job,
Yeah.
asked you what you were looking for,
Yeah.
and at the end of it, I said, thank you for being the only person who came up and talked to us today.
Yeah.
And you just think, the world has gone to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah. And the bosses...
There is a definite problem with shops in general, I would say, where people, clearly can see that you've gone in there to look for something, but they don't actually engage with you.
No.
Because maybe they don't want to talk to you because they don't talk to anyone.
Well, they don't know how to.
No.
They're looking at their phone, they're watching, they're doom scrolling someone on TikTok who's probably enjoying a matcha latte somewhere. And they're feeling that's something I want to do with my life. When in fact, if they engage, because it's like, and I was thinking to myself, so I asked this guy, I said, has there been a change in policy in car garages? Do you no longer work on commission?
Right.
I went, it depends.
What do you mean it depends?
I said, what? You turn up to work. That was always the thing, wasn't it? You worked in sales, you got a basic salary, and you could make lots more by being good at your job. Right? They've removed that now. You get paid to turn up to work.
So there's no commission?
There's no... So why would
That's insane.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That's insane. I had a similar experience actually in a department store many years ago, probably about 10 years ago now, I think, when I went to buy an iMac computer. And I stood in the sort of computer department of the department store for about a good 7 or 8 minutes. And in the end, I just thought, do you know what? I'm not going to buy it here. No. I'm just going to leave. And not one person came up to me.
It's hard to get attention in computer departments. It really is.
You say that, actually, that brand of computer, they have their stores.
Yes, they do, but I hate those stores.
Yeah, but they're not bad in there.
You've got to have an appointment. It's worse than the GP.
No, that's if you want to go to the moron bar.
Yeah.
The genius bar.
Yeah, right.
Genius.
But I just...
No, but I've given up going to those because when I used to go to the one in Covent Garden, there would always be so many people trying to see somebody and there didn't appear to be any order to it. And so you'd sort of have to be lucky.
I think they've calmed down a bit because everyone's at home buying them.
Yeah.
Anyway, Get out there and sell something to people, will you? That's all for this week. Big thanks to Mike and Kev, as ever. Join us next week where we will continue to be grumpy on your behalf.